Nigeria's return to democracy in 1999 is a story of change and a redemption from repression. But the delivery of what democracy stands for at the local government level seems lacking and severely disempowered.
You can say that again, Ademola. Some political watchers believe, this situation is dire and needs revival, as transparency and accountability in the local government system continues to be a significant hindrance to good governance.
That's true, Victor, but because theoretically, the local government system is essentially an avenue to bring democracy or government closer to the people. But the reverse is the case.
And the 1999 Constitution, as amended, recognizes 774 local governments in Nigeria. Section 162 particularly provides for the federation account, which says in section 1623 that the federation account shall be distributed among the federal, state governments and the local governments as prescribed by the National Assembly.
Conversely, rather for the funds to go to them directly, the states take charge in what is called Joint Account Allocations Committee (JAC). Reports indicate the official sharing formula of the statutory allocation from the federation account include 52% for federal government, states gets 32%, while the local government are entitled to 21%, which most times is a mirage, thereby reducing their level of accountability.
And this explains why some analysts argue that Nigerian governors over the years have failed to conduct elections at the local level to elect officials. Rather, they have resorted to appointing caretaker committees who arguably do their bidding and erode the concept of true democracy.
As it stands today, 19 states out of the 36 states are run by caretaker committees, making 433 of the 774 local councils without elected officials, contrary to provisions of Section 7 of the 1999 Constitution as amended.
And the point has to be made, Ademola, that when you say 19 at the moment, it is just at the moment. Maybe others have transited, because what you have most times is that they have caretaker committees for a period and then elect. So at this time, some have managed to conduct elections
in Cross River.
In Rivers,
rather.
So you find that all states
Yeah.
do this thing of having caretaker committees. Then at some point when you feel, okay, let's do election, then we conduct elections. And this is why the federal government has decided to take deliberate steps in restoring the glory of the local government system. And so in May 22, 2020, former President Buhari signed Executive Order 10 to grant financial autonomy to local governments, state judiciary, and state assemblies.
That's true. However, the Supreme Court on February 11, 2022 nullified the Executive Order 10 initiated by the former president.
President Bola Tinubu, in another defiant move for local government autonomy to be achieved, recently took the 36 governors to the Supreme Court for illegally withholding funds meant for local governments in their jurisdiction, in contravention of Section 7 of the 1999 Constitution as amended.
The relevant section stipulates that the system of local government by democratically elected local government councils is guaranteed under the Constitution. How then can the functionality of local government system be enhanced? How can financial autonomy be escalated to make local government less subservient to state governors? Today, we will focus our attention on local government autonomy. I am Ademola Adeoye. Welcome to Good Morning Nigeria.
And on June 13, the Supreme Court reserved judgment in the suit of the federal government against the 36 state governors, seeking full autonomy for the 774 local governments in the country. How does the federating principle apply to the relationship between federal, state, and local governments? We'll find out more about all of this as the program unfolds. I'm Victor Azu. I also welcome you to today's program. We are reaching you on the network service of the NTA. Very soon we will have Chukwudi Okoliobaja, who will do us the honors of reviewing the papers. But let's first welcome Dennis Adeguloye, who has highlights of the morning news. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning, Victor and Demola. Good morning, Nigeria. Here are the news highlights. President Bola Tinubu is in South Africa ahead of the second term inauguration of President Cyril Ramaphosa, slated for today, Wednesday, 19th June. The president Tuesday morning departed Lagos, his home state, where he spent the Salah break and landed at the South African Air Force Base, Waterkloof, at about 5:30 p.m. local time. The inauguration of President Ramaphosa follows his re-election last week for a second term. Acting Permanent Secretary, Nigerian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ben Okoyen, says President Bola Tinubu's attendance at the inauguration underscores the importance of the relations between Nigeria and South Africa.
Nigeria and South Africa has come a long way. These are big players in the African continent, the biggest economies and promoters of democracy.
An earlier statement by the Presidential Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngalale, indicates that President Tinubu is to return to Nigeria after the ceremony. The federal government has recorded yet another success in efforts to boost healthcare delivery through health infrastructural development, with the acquisition of a multi-million-dollar oxygen plant for the Federal Medical Center, Abeokuta, Ogun State.
The efficiency of oxygen, or the percentage that is required in the body, once it is below that, then all other systems will be affected and we are likely to lose the patient.
If you look at a newborn baby, premature baby, 28 weeks, 30 weeks, most of those babies, I can say almost 100% of them cannot survive without availability of oxygen.
The newly flagged off Metro Line free train service was launched on May 29th, 2024, and passengers boarding the train from the Abuja metro station to the last stop at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport are ecstatic, with talks on the initiative that is already making waves in the FCT.
We also use the services that we provide. That way we can see how it gets better.
This is actually my first time entering a train, and I'm so marveled. It's totally free, and the staffs are very, very good. They are kind. They are very interactive. They will direct you properly because we asked them a few questions and they responded to us very nicely.
And following the end of tenure of local government chairman in Rivers State, most of the council headquarters are being occupied by youths and women from the areas. This is amid security presence in response to an alleged attempt to vandalize government assets.
They should allow the existing peace to enjoy in River State. Our tenure has elapsed.
Today I listened to his broadcast and he had directed that the HRGS should take over from the council chairman. And I'm ready to do that.
Well, those are the news highlights for now. Good Morning Nigeria continues with Ademola and Victor after this break. Good morning.
The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemieson, CFR, invites civil, public servants, stakeholders, and the general public to the 2024 Civil Service Week with the theme, Educate an African Fit for the 21st Century, Building Resilient Education Systems for Increased Access to Inclusive, Lifelong, Quality, and Relevant Learning in Africa. Activities lined up in commemoration of the week are as follows. Interactive session with civil servants from all MDAs, Wednesday, June 19, 2024, time 10 a.m., visual online. Public Service Lecture, Thursday, June 20, 2024, 9 a.m. NAF Conference Center, Jahi, Abuja. Guest speaker, Professor Peter Okebokola, OFR, Commissioning of Fish Housing Estate, Friday, June 21st, 2024, time 10 a.m. Gwagwalada. Sporting activities, Saturday, June 22, 2024, 7 a.m. Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja. Awards and Gala Night, Saturday, June 22, 2024, time 7 p.m. Abuja Continental Hotel, Abuja. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Interdenominational Church Thanksgiving Service, June 23, 2024, time 10 a.m. Isososia Church of God, Mabushi, Abuja. Announcer, Dr. Deborah O.N. Odo, Permanent Secretary, Service Policies and Strategies Office, for Head of the Civil Service of the Federation.
Nigeria means a lot to me.
And Nigeria means peaceful cohesion.
My country.
We continue to pray, and then hopefully we will come to understand that unity of purpose, unity of living together.
Our ethnic beliefs and background and culture is our strength.
Ever since the amalgamation period of 1914 to date, about 109 years ago, the people of Nigeria live very peacefully with one another.
I think diversity helps a lot to enhance robust development in Nigeria.
All over the country, you have so many ethnic groups, over 250. That is enough to tell you that this is a blessed country, and God has kept together as one indivisible entity.